Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
So I'm going to make this as understandable as possible. So my friend, her mother, like the side of her mother, they're Shia. So she told me that they're like not the kind of Shia that first Aisha radiallahu anha that say the Quran is not complete or something like that. She says that her mother told her that she follows Ahlul Bayt, and that in Salat it's a little different. Like after the third, like in the third rak'ah and the fourth rak'ah, after Surah Al-Fatiha, they say tasbih. So my question actually is, my friend was talking about how like the southern part of Lebanon is being like bombarded there, and her mother is like obviously crying and really, really upset, and my friend is also upset for her mother. So my question is, if I'm like supporting my friend or sympathizing with her or being there with her, is this like wrong of me? Because I'm afraid that this would count as me being an ally to the Shia and also like being a major sin, or maybe pushing to kufr, or I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking.
We've said this before many times. Shia are categories and levels. And the level you've mentioned, which is that they don't curse Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and the rest of the companions, may Allah be pleased with them. They don't slander Mother Aisha. They don't say that the Quran is distorted and it's missing few chapters here and there, missing few verses here and there, all fabricated stuff from their heads, stating that it has been changed. As the people of Iran, the regime of Iran thinks and believes. And this is in their literature. We have it in our bookshelves. We have it in our libraries, and they've stated it in their lectures that the book of Allah is distorted and changed. They've said this, and they have books, and their imams who are in Qum and Mashhad and the rest of the places, that innovative places they have, and their shrines, they believe in these things and they consider them to be imams. Now the rest, like the ones you've mentioned, they're Muslims. They're our brothers and sisters. We sympathize with them. We support them. We are with them. Our hearts are with them because they're Muslims. Definitely nobody approves of what's happening of shelling and killing civilians anywhere in the world, let alone in Lebanon or here or there. So yes, there is no problem in supporting your friend, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Sheikh, if there are two countries fighting and they're both Muslim countries, but one of them is like kind of secular and the other one claims to be a fully Islamic state. So which one should we give our support to?
You cannot give your support to neither one because you follow your own government. These hypothetical questions are not logical. If a country versus another country fight, what can we do? You cannot do anything. So might as well ask about realistic questions. All conflicts on earth, Quran has a solution. The conflict in Sudan, the Quran has a solution for it. Very simple. وَإِن طَائِفَتَانِ مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ اقْتَتَلُوا فَأَصْلِحُوا بَيْنَهُمَا فَإِن بَغَتْ إِحْدَاهُمَا عَلَى الْأُخْرَى فَقَاتِلُوا. If there are two factions of the Muslims fighting together, you have to try to reconcile, arbitrate, try to fix it. If one is transgressing, all Muslims should fight the transgressor. End of story. No questions asked, no United Nations, no this or that. Once the Muslims act according to the Quran, the oppressor, the transgressing faction would be defeated, peace would be, alhamdulillah, implemented. But people don't want to listen to the Quran, don't want to abide by it, don't want to implement it. So ask questions that would draw you closer to Allah, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.